So continuing with the discussion of recursion, let us see n queens problem. This is a classic problem, and we'll see how we can solve it through the process of backtracking and also using the recursive function. The first two examples we saw, it was factorial and binary search, and it had simple loop. Means what we can do is we can just replace this recursive call by a single loop. So recursion becomes much more powerful when it is called multiple number of times. In this case, this can be only up till academia, but recursive functions can be employed to solve many problems. So a common application is, as I just suggested, via backtracking. This is backtracking for solving complicated problems, and this is via exhaustive search. So we'll see backtracking problem using this exhaustive search, this n queens problem as backtracking problem. In this n queen problem, you want to replace n queens on an n by n chessboard. Means this is a chessboard, and we have n queens. Say, for example, we'll take this example as 4 only for better understanding. So 4 queens in 4 by 4 chessboard. So we have around 16, 4 fours are 16 squares in which we have to place 4 queens. So in this n by n chessboard, we have to place n queens, and each queen will only apply one place. Means no other queen can be settled here. Okay. Now what we have to do is, there is a situation. The situation is attacking. The attacking problem is, see, a queen, let us start with this queen. A queen is here, and if I want to place a queen right next to q, so this q will be attacking this queen. This queen can be attacking this queen. Okay, let me take some other way. I place q here. Now again q will attack here, and if I place diagonally, again q is going to attack, or this q will be a threat to this q. So vertically, horizontally and diagonally we can't keep it. This is the problem we have to solve. Let us make certain observation before we are actually going to solve it. Because queen attack each other when they are in similar row or column of the chessboard. Means if I am keeping this q, and if I am aware that if I can place one q in one row and place it somehow so that the threat is minimized, so what we will do is we will place exactly one queen per row. So these are the rows. There are 4 rows in this particular example and 4 columns. These are the 4 columns. So we will be placing only one q in one row. Got it? No 2 queens are in the similar column. We will also ensure that once I am keeping one q here, no column, this column will not contain any other q, and this is how we are going to attack this problem or solve this problem. Let us start with n variables qi. In our case, if it is 4, then n will be 4, so this q will be from 0 to 3. Means 0, 1, 2, 3, that means 4 queens. So this we have to see that this is how we will attack a problem, and we will start making data structures. First is this, that is why we will have an array q 0 to n minus 1 that contains the positions, that the rows of each of the n queens. Rows means first row, second row, third row, and this is fourth row. This is going to keep only the position within the rows of each of the n queens. This will be a global variable. Then we'll have the positions of the queen. This, how we have to declare it. We'll use it as a array, so we can write it like this. This particular initialization, this is not initialization actually, it is declaration. This type of declaration is exactly equal to q and whatever number you want, n or say, So by this we are trying to dynamically allocate it, and this q will point to the first value of the array. So it will contain the address of the first value of the array. N will be the size of the grid, that is, we have 4. In our example we have 4, so this n will be 4. The main function will be seen like this. A search, we'll name it as a search. We'll pass a row. We know there are 4 rows. Then if row equal to n, print solution, means if we start with 1 and we end up at the nth row, means there are 4 rows, so if we end up at the third row, if we start with 0 at third row and if we start with 1, fourth row. Because we are dealing with arrays, that is why I just kept this as 0. Then when we are done with all the 4 rows, we print the solution. So this is the print solution. We have to write this also. Otherwise, what we are going to do, we are going to start from 0, means 0 to each row, and we'll search the position. Means we'll go to each row and then we'll search for row plus 1, means this is the first row, and as we start here, we'll go to the second row, right, and then to the third row, and finally to the fourth row. This is searching. So once search row plus 1 will be called, will be the next row plus 1 will be the next row. This function will again call row plus 2, means if you go to this row plus 2, third row. This is how our recursion comes in between. This is the general outline of our backtracking solutions, and at each point where we have to make a decision, we have to loop over all the options as we have just seen, right? We want to add an array that keep track of which squares are safe versus attacked by previously placed queen. It is very important that once we have placed a queen, now we know that at this point we cannot place at second row these places 1, 2 and 3. This we cannot use. Why? This queen is going to attack vertically and these two diagonally. These places where I cannot place the queen, these places we have to keep a record of also. So to keep this record, what we will do, we want to add an array that keep track of which squares are safe versus which are attacked by previously placed queen. So we capture it by an array T. T is for threatened. We'll make it a global and we'll have a two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array, that is two-dimensional array, single pointer means one-dimensional array, 2 star means double-dimensional array. So this will be a double-dimensional array. It will have rows and columns also, and it will keep the value. Okay, this like valid and invalid bit kind of thing. This is how we are using it. Now once we are done with this, we need to check whether whether the place we are trying to place a queen at that actual location is legal or not, and we'll update the available options as legal. So just keeping track whether a square is attacked by any queen, we should actually keep track of how many queens attack it. This is one and the same thing. Otherwise, we can also do one thing, that we can have a flag. If 2 queens attack a square, we move one of them, because we can see, okay, the problem is there, the flag is on, so we'll move it. But the problem with this kind of approach is, it will be hard to know whether the square is safe or not. So the more complete version is like this: search. If row equal to n, means if we reach the last row, we print the solution. Otherwise, we go from first row to nth row, and at each row, if this threatened threatened row and Q row both are same, means both are equal to 0, we add it to thread and this change value we give 1. Then again we go to the second row and then we give it a value -1. So these are two functions we have to add and also make. So we have to make this add to threads function, which increases the number of threads for the correct square, and this function should mark all places in the similar column and on the two diagonal between this current square. Okay, let me show you how it is done. So what this code means is, we will check for if queen is there, we will check for column, this column, this is for, and this is for diagonal, this is for diagonal. So if I place it here, because we have already seen that in one row we are keeping only one queen, so the horizontal problem will not be there, but the vertical problem and the diagonal problem for the next row where we are going to keep queen will always be there. So these two lines we have added just to keep track and add these points to the thread, so that we should not keep our queen in that place where this queen is going to attack them. Okay, for that we add to thread. This is we check for this column and this is we check for this diagonal. Don't worry about the code. If you find it difficult, no problem. If you understand only 10% of n queen problem, this is also okay. And finally, what we'll do, we'll make a main function. We will enter or ask user to give n so that we can make an array. We'll make an array called Q, and we'll also make an array called T, which is threatened T. This will be a int star n, that means it will be a double dimensional array. And for one looping, what we'll do, we'll initialize this Ti, and then once it is done, we'll initialize it with 0 and then just call search. Search will do everything because search is actually calling add to thread. So search will do everything and it will print solution also. It will print solution that where to keep Q so that the threads are not there. And finally, we will delete all these things which we have initialized here. So hope you got the idea about n queens. Thank you so much. Take care.